Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday again. Monday, September 30th, the last day in September of this year. We are here to look at the new releases that are being published this week. And on Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries, and there's a lot of them. So, quick announcements, and we'll jump into it. We don't have any sprints on my channel tonight. They are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I do them 3 times a week, every Tuesday and Thursday evening, and on Saturday afternoons. Okay, lots and lots of mysteries. First up, a new one by Sandra Balzo. Brew unto Others. 17th in the Maggie Thorson mysteries. The Kingston family has always been at odds, but Maggie Thorson hopes that the passing of Edna Mays Kingston, mother of Sarah Kingston, her Uncommon Grounds coffeehouse partner, might unite them. Alas, few tears are shed over the self-righteous Edna, and the wake is barely over when Edna's body is shuffled off unceremoniously for burial, and Sarah's sister Ruth is found unconscious in the family home. Did the Ruth suffer accidental carbon monoxide poisoning or something more sinister? And could there have been more to Ruth's haste to bury Edna than meets the eye? Determined to find out, Maggie and Sarah join forces with Sarah's niece, Ariel. As questions mount and the family tensions percolate, the presence of a mysterious stranger leads the trio into the past to uncover the darkest of family secrets. Tamar Myers has a new one. The Mermaid Mystery. Tidal Shores, a small seaside town in South Carolina, has seen its fortunes nosedive, but not for much longer. The Big Ten on the town council have come up with a range of ingenious ideas to get tourists flocking back from buried pirate treasure to beauty pageants, but it's handsome taxidermist Gunnar Jones's plan to dupe the public into believing that his creation, Miss Lucy, combining the top half of an albino ape with a large Goliath tigerfish, is a real mermaid that wins the day. As Gunnar's bizarre creature takes center stage, inquisitive reporter Zoe Porter isn't fooled by its supposed credibility, but with mermaid mania sweeping the country, will anyone believe her expose? And when events take a sinister turn, Zoe is suddenly drawn into a much darker story. That does sound kind of strange. Good afternoon, Anita. How are you doing? Hope you had a good weekend. I believe I did. I did a lot of crocheting, which is the goal. Although this morning I got shampoo up my nose and it's still trying to get it out. So I sometimes sound stuffy. Murder Among the Pyramids by Sarah Rosette, first in the 1920s Lady Traveler in Egypt series. It's 1924, and Blix Windway has made a career out of her wanderlust, giving lectures to ladies' groups about everything from the flora of the American desert to the beauty of the Swiss Alps, but she needs new material for her talks. She strikes what seems to be an ideal agreement with an eccentric older lady. Blix will be her travel companion during a journey to Egypt, helping to smooth the way through customs and coordinate sightseeing tours. The arrangement will provide Blix with the perfect opportunity to photograph the pyramids and gather material for her next lecture series, but they've barely left England before the trouble begins. Rough seas and an attempted robbery. Then a murder occurs during a tour of the pyramids. Despite the attempts of the British officials to sweep the death under the rug, Blix becomes increasingly convinced that one of their tour party is a murderer. Blix's search for the truth takes her from the posh sporting clubs and lavish gardens of Cairo to the narrow, twisty lanes of the city's century-old bazaar and the vast desert around the Giza Plateau. Can Blix unearth the truth before the killer tape makes this journey her last? I believe this next one is a novella in the Maid series by Nita Prose. But it is over 100 pages, which is our cutoff. Good morning, Kim. Just finished breakfast. Finally got a shower last night and my hair washed. Oh, I bet that felt so good. It was on some kind of bed. Oh, yeah. Good. I'm glad. Hi, Mary. I'm back. Had a great week in Michigan. Good. Now back home and getting ready for a show on Saturday. Busy times. Wow. Hope you're doing great and healing nicely. No, it isn't easy, but you've got this. Indeed. And a shower helps. This is by Nita Prose. Molly Gray has always loved the holidays. When Molly was a child, her gran went to great lengths to make the season merry and bright, full of cherished traditions. The first few Christmases without Gran were hard on Molly, but this year her beloved boyfriend and fellow festive spirit, Juan Manuel, is intent on making the season Molly's finest joyful yet. I don't know what they were trying to spell there. But when a Secret Santa gift exchange at the Regency Grand Hotel raises questions about who Molly can and cannot trust, she dives headfirst into solving her most consequential and personal mystery yet. Molly has a bad feeling about things as she starts to wonder, has she yet again mistaken a frog for a prince? End of row one. Betrayal at Blackthorn Park by Julia Kelly. I have read the first one. This is a good one for Spy versus Spy, or if you've liked the Susan Elia McNeil books and looking for something to fill in the gaps of that. Freshly graduated from a rigorous training program in all things spycraft, former typist Evelyn Redfern is eager for her first assignment as a field agent helping Britain win the war. However, when she learns her first task is performing a simple security test at Blackthorn Park, a requisitioned manor house in the sleepy Sussex countryside, she can't help her initial disappointment. Making matters worse, her handler is to be David Poole, a fellow agent who manages to be both straight-laced and dashing in annoying equal measure. However, Evelyn soon realizes that Blackthorn Park is more than meets the eye, and an upcoming visit from Winston Churchill means that security at the Secret Weapons Research and Development Facility is of the utmost importance. When Evelyn discovers Blackthorn Park's chief engineer dead in his office, her simple assignment becomes more complicated. Evelyn must use all of her and David's detection skills to root out who is responsible and uncover layers of deception that could change the course of the war. This next one is a historical mystery I've not read, but I am intrigued. Said thank you. There will be a plan of care meeting at 11. Okay. And they will call you daddy. Okay. Hi, Storm. Everybody say hi. Mary off to the dentist later this morning. Regular 6 months checkup and cleaning. Oh, you are just busy. The Plague Doctor Murders by Ellis Blackwood, second in the Samuel Pepys mysteries. A killer dressed as a plague doctor is prowling London's docks. Able seaman Humphrey Wilkes is dead, not shot between the eyes by the murderer known as the Plague Doctor. When Samuel Pepys' naval colleague Robert Drake finds a black cross daubed on his door, it marks him out as the next victim. Pepys dispatches his inquisitors Abby Harcourt and Jacob Standish to the docks. Can they unmask the killer and save Drake's life before he strikes again? Death is a way of life to hardened seafarers. The dockyard is theirs, a dangerous domain of secrets, lies, and grudges dating back to the grim days of the plague. Anyone could be the plague doctor, but who lurks beneath the ghastly disguise? When the plague doctor targets Jacob himself, the battle to save Drake becomes personal. Cup of Revenge. Good morning, Elena. How you doing? This is by Gail Noble Sanderson. Swansea Station. 1947. The war is over, and with hopes of reconstruction beginning, rationing ending, and the lives starting over, Drew awaits the decision regarding a new position with the railway. But mystery and mayhem arrive aboard on the afternoon train carrying the new vicar, Liam O'Neill, and a cadre of visitors from Ireland. Drew's attention is once again focused on unraveling the threads of revenge and solving another murder. The unfolding of an unexpected relationship with the young vicar proves another mystery for Drew to unravel. This is book number 2. Island Escapes and Deadly Scrapes, 18th in the Tiffany Black Travel Mysteries by A.R. Winters. Tiffany and Rosie are off another travel adventure along with Nana and Stone. But when an overzealous member of the local neighborhood watch ends up dead, courtesy of a garden gnome, the group find themselves investigating a bevy of suspicious locals. Why does the killer always seem one step ahead of them? Have Tiff and Rosie finally met their match, or will they uncover the truth in time? End of row 2. You are good. Just finished my books yesterday. Oh, nice. That sounds interesting. I've always liked Samuel Pepys. Me too. And Mary says hello to Elena. The Alchemist of Brushstrokes and Brimstone, 8th in the Accidental Alchemist Mystery Series by Gigi Pandian. In the spellbinding 8th installment of blah blah blah, centuries-old alchemist Zoe Faust and living gargoyle Dorian Robert Houdin face their most colorful case yet. Zoe's hard-won peaceful life is shattered when a devious thief targets her most prized possession, a vibrant portrait that's her last connection to her long-dead brother. It's a painting that also holds the secrets of a forgotten artist who created recipes for the most breathtaking colors ever seen. When the canvas disappears and murder follows, Zoe must unravel a palette of deadly puzzles. With her quick-witted sidekick Dorian and their eclectic group of friends, Zoe races to catch a killer, evade a secret society, and recover her beloved painting. But the quest is bigger than solving a present-day crime. Can Zoe finally set the historical record straight for a gifted painter erased from the history of art? Next up, Another One Bites the Crust by Jeannie Wickerly, 8th in the Spellbound Hound Magic Mystery. Oh, I think I remember this. The Talking Dog. Holy baguette! A brand new bakery has opened in Sun Valley. Cue a frenzy of excitement among the locals as they snap up the much heralded baker's marshmallow muffins, terrific treacle tarts, and very spectacular bakewells. Toby, our beloved spellbound hound, is first in the queue to taste test the freshly prepared sandwiches. But when a spate of fatal poisonings shakes the local community to its core, it transpires Devon splits and Dorset knobs might be deadlier on the waistline than first thought. There appears to be only one obvious suspect. However, in the interests of his favorites, Toby wants to dig a little deeper. There's a rat in the kitchen, and it isn't Sal. This is a humorous animal paranormal cozy mystery series. The Happy Housekeeper's Guide to Secrets, 7th in the Barbara Hollis Murder Mysteries by Blythe Baker. When a blackmailer turns up dead, Barbara's past finally catches up to her. Forced to search for the real killer in order to clear her own name, Barbara will have to confront secrets she had hoped to keep buried. But can she regain the trust of those she has betrayed in time to keep the murderer from committing another crime? I am scooting right along. We've got a lot of them. Now there's a stretch. They've combined just about everything but the kitchen sink. Yeah. We have got a lot this week. I don't even have them all listed in here. Real Trouble by Karen McInerney, 11th in the Gray Whale Inn Mysteries. Sea breezes, Hollywood starlets, and secrets at the Gray Whale Inn. Innkeeper Natalie Barnes has her hands full helping her niece Gwen adjust to her new baby girl and managing the arrival of her opinionated sister Bridget when a star-studded film crew descends on the Grailway Inn Grey Whale Inn to film a historical murder mystery. Between her troublesome sister and an inn full of demanding guests, Natalie feels like she's barely treading water. Then she finds a nosy crew member floating belly up behind the inn, and Natalie realizes the film's fictional murder plot isn't the only one afoot. The next day, a cast member crumples to her knees on set. The culprit? Poison. Now the heat is on as news reporters and nosy islanders start speculating about the murderer and the inn itself. Will Natalie manage to crack the case before she and the Grey Whale Inn both wind up dead in the water? Mm, end of that row. The Ghost Therapist, 18th in the Tess and Tilly Cozy Mysteries by Kathy Daly. In book 18 of the series, Tess and Tony are asked to chair the annual Halloween event, which once again will feature televised therapy sessions conducted by paranormal psychologists Tim Rivers and Tom Masters. While participating in the ghost therapy sessions is always a hoot, Tess is feeling overwhelmed and distracted this year with all the changes in her life, and she wonders if she'll be able to handle everything that is coming down the pike as efficiently as she hoped. And that's all it says. It's in Montana, set in the small town of White Eagle, Montana. I don't believe that exists, but there are some small towns that I have not heard of. Exy Hijinks by Amanda M. Lee. Fourth in the Luna Thorne Witchy Mysteries. Luna Thorne was happy being a witch. Being a traveler is another thing entirely. Just when she thinks she's ready to wrap her head around her new reality, though, things fall apart. Again. Absolute chaos descends on Detroit when a federal investigator focuses his attention on Luna, and he seems determined to take her down. Paranormal problems are one thing. Being considered a suspect in the death of a man masquerading as a police officer is another. Wherever Luna goes, the feds follow, and it's seriously cramping her style. The last thing she needs is another problem. So, of course, the past she can't remember comes back to haunt her at the exact wrong time. With her powers going haywire, the past overlapping with the present at regular intervals, Luna is in big trouble. It's the sort of trouble a jail cell won't help. Between mob bosses, gorgons, federal agents, and a past that just won't quit, Luna is in over her head. Then the mage and God come to town and make things worse. Strap in for excitement, because Luna's world is about to explode. Will she survive the rebuild to rebuild it yet again? Sunflower, Scarecrows, and Scandal by Erica Winters, third in the Camelot Flowers Mysteries. It's Halloween in Star Junction, and the town is gearing up for a spooky good time. That is, until florist Gwen Stevens discovers the dead body of her neighbor Trevor, dressed as a scarecrow in the Halloween display in front of City Hall with an ominous note from the killer tucked into the pocket of his costume. Murder investigations are always complicated, but when the friends of Trevor's wife all confess to murdering him, the local police detective Finn Butler is stuck sorting through their conflicting confessions, leaving Gwen to dig up the truth. Ghosts and goblins aren't the only things that go bump in the night as Gwen searches for the murder weapon, sorts through enough suspects to fill a kid's trick-or-treat bag, and finally makes a decision between dating Finn or her longtime best friend and crush, Chris. As Halloween approaches, can Gwen unmask a murderer, or will this unsolved case haunt the small, peaceful town of Star Junction forever? That sounds cute. They all sound cute. That's the purpose. Making murder cute. There's a tagline for you. A Parisian Murder, 14th in the Penelope Banks Murder Mysteries by Colette Clark. Paris, 1926. Penelope, Penn Banks, and friends have made it to Paris. Unfortunately, things begin to dim in the City of Lights after meeting the first of her fiancé's friends from the Great War. The brash and bold Freddie Caraway is intent on writing a novel based on the experiences of all his old friends, including Penelope's fiancé, Richard. But Richard isn't the only one with secrets he'd rather not have come to light. When Freddie is found murdered, Richard is promptly taken into custody by the police, having been the last one seen with him. Now it's up to Penelope and friends to discover everyone's secrets, including Richard's, to determine which was scandalous enough to kill for. End of that row. The Ghost Who Sought Redemption by Bobby Holmes, 35th in series. And it's 324 pages. Good for that author. Oh, and Anna J. McIntyre is also listed. Oh, also known as Anna J. McIntyre. Okay. 2 newborns and a toddler under one roof with another one on the way can be challenging for any parent, but add an unwelcome spirit with the sketchiest of reputations, and you'll have the local mediums scrambling for a resolution before the toddler spills the tea. And that's it. Now, this one has a beautiful cover, and I looked at the other books. They're all just pretty. Murder Under a Cold Moon, and they all have the word moon in their title. 1930s Mona Moon Historical Mystery, book number 13 by Abigail Kim. Mona Moon and her new husband, Robert Farley, Duke of Ranelagh, are on their honeymoon at last. They are invited to a weekend party by an old friend of Robert's family, Lady Eustacia. Mona and Robert arrive in a substantial downpour to find several other couples awaiting the appearance of their hostess. When Lady Eustacia fails to come downstairs, Mona and Robert search the manor house only to find the lady missing. Can you find somebody missing? It is then that they discover the telephone wires have been cut and none of the cars are able to drive into town due to the storm. Mona and Robert believe the invitation was a ruse, but for what purpose, and how do they help Lady Eustacia? That is all we have time for. But just to give you an idea, the covers are... It's like playing with paper dolls. All right. So tomorrow we will be looking at the grittier side of murder. It will be mysteries and thrillers. Wow, 35 books. One would be an achievement for me, much less 35. You know, these people are cranking them out. There's, who is it, Blake Banner? He's got like more than one series, and he just cranks them out. Yes, you too, Kim. Good luck. Feel betters. Keep feeling betters. Yeah, Mary says, I can just imagine how many nights the author must have been up thinking of new ways to use moon in a title. See you tomorrow, Lena. Have a good day. Storm, hope you all have a great day. Thank you. You too, Storm. And Mary, good luck, Kim. Hope the meeting goes well. Hope everyone else has a great day. As always, awesome. Thank you guys so much. And again, our next sprints are tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And they go for 2.5 hours. I do them every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. Hope you have a very good day. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.